Morning, folks. Morning. Just going live as we speak. 16 seconds.
Hi, welcome to Soulspace Radio. To honour and protect the well-being of all, please find the following disclaimer. All rights reserved. No part of this broadcast may be reproduced or transmitted in any form or by any electronic or mechanical means without the presenter's written permission. The presenters do not dispense medical advice or prescribe the use of any technique as a form of treatment for physical, emotional or mental problems. The intent of the presenters is to only offer information of a general nature to help you in your quest for emotional and spiritual well-being. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning, Australian audience, and good evening, good afternoon, US and the rest of the globe. So thank you guys for joining Soulspace Radio again. We've got a number of listeners, quite a large number of listeners tuned in, and can't wait to see what amazing feedback they've got for us today. But before we start, if we could just, everyone could just relax, because when we are in a relaxed state, the soul then expands and merges into all that is. And from that space, we can communicate at a much easier level. So if we can just take, everyone just relax, get into either sit down in a chair or lie down or wherever you're comfortable, and take 3 deep breaths, white light coming down from source, down into your head chakra, and then out through your heart. And then on the 3rd breath out through your heart, just go out, 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 and join back into the universe and cosmos. So here we go. 1 deep breath, bright white divine light in through your body and then out through your heart chakra. 2, out through your heart chakra. And 3, and out through your heart chakra, and then join, just merge it, all that beautiful divine white light, merge it back out into the universe, to all that is, merge back into all that is, and beautiful. Okay, well without further ado, because we do have a number of callers today, well, let's take the first call. So, 00, call ending in 0076. Hello, Shay speaking. Welcome to Soulspace Radio.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, thank you.
Awesome, I love it. And who am I speaking to, please?
You're speaking to Shruti from Arizona.
Oh, Arizona, wow. I have not been to the States yet and I can't wait. It sounds like the most amazing place. Arizona is amazing too, isn't it? It's an amazing state.
Yes, it is. You'll have to come here, visit Arizona, you'll have to visit Sedona, very magical place.
Wow. Yes, Sedona is quite spiritual, isn't it? Sedona, I believe I've heard that it's quite a spiritual place.
You're breaking off, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, unfortunately, I think the connection's not that great. Sedona is quite a spiritual place, I understand. Is that right?
Yes. It's a very spiritual place. There's beautiful red rocks and there are vortexes, all the energetic vortexes.
Wow. Amazing. Goodness me, how blessed are you? Okay, how can I help you? So it is Trudy, isn't it?
Yes, Trudy.
Trudy, how can I help you? Do you have a specific...
Can I ask what's upcoming and the near future? Can I request a general reading in terms of what's
Yeah, well, let
according to the report, and what's upcoming in the near future?
Okay, great. That's fantastic, Trudy. Thank you. That's a beautiful question. It's nice and general, and the fact that you're awesome, that you see that you're awesome, is also indicating that you're in a great frame of mind. And that's always a wonderful place to be, because we lead, it's a feelings universe and we lead with our feelings. Now, let me just talk to you a little bit about what I do. So my readings as such are not really traditional readings. They're more like, well, who knows what a reading actually is, but it's more intuitive guidance and practical advice. And so what I believe that we are individualized divine. So I believe that each and every one of our souls is a reflection of all it is, who has effectively created us to live in this paradigm and to expand our consciousness and our awareness by just having experiences, and thus expanding the overall consciousness as well. So if we're individualized divine and infinite from that perspective, then I believe our soul knows all. And in fact, all of the answers are within us. There's no answers that are external to us at all. Sure, there's external tools and resources that we can utilize that help us find our way or navigate our journey. But all of the answers effectively in terms of our life are truly within. And from that space, you're the most empowered person on the planet, because when you go within and connect to source, you're co-creating, and there's no limitations in that space. There's absolutely none. And I think we're all reflections of that. Some of us are on a different journey than others, and we respect that. But, some people, some more spiritually advanced people understand that they are a reflection of source, and therefore they have no limitations other than what we perceive, other than our perception, really. So one thing I picked up from you immediately is how optimistic you seem to be in terms of life, and you said you were amazing, and it was very emphatically said, and words actually say a lot about people. People don't understand the way that they use language actually reveals a lot about the way that they lead their lives. Interesting that you rang in today, because I get to that you're actually quite self-sufficient in terms of the way that you manage your own life. You understand about contrast and you focus on what you want. Now, Trudy, I think there's something specific that you really want to achieve. And pick in any particular arena. Is there something really specific? Because I'll show you a beautiful way that you can have what you want now. And we're a feelings universe. So through visualization, imagination, and feelings, which is involving the heart, feelings are a doorway to the soul. Or in other words, they're a doorway to source. And then we can, if we have what we want now, we're creating a vibrational frequency which will then magnetically attract the people, things, and places where we want to be. So is there anything specific that you would like to see?
So there are two things, and one is more like a short-term goal, and one is more of a long-term and the focus of my life. So which one can you focus on?
Okay.
Either one is fine.
Okay. Are they both the same? Like, in other words, if you achieve the short-term goal, you're on the path to achieving the long-term goal? I mean,
not necessarily. One is more the physical reality, and the other one is more like my spiritual path.
Okay.
Spiritual goal.
Okay, well, your spiritual path will effectively evolve to you as you become more spiritual. And by that, you can help yourself in terms of practices such as meditation and being in nature, affirmations and all of that sort of thing certainly helps us raise our vibrational frequency. And from that space, our spiritual, whatever we need to evolve as spiritual beings, will naturally come to us. Interestingly enough, spiritual journeys are as complicated or as simple as we wish to make it. Actually, it's really quite simple, but our mind tends to want to dictate, because we're intelligent beings and esoterically, mind being male, it's a controller aspect, protective controller aspect in ourselves that will tend to want to guide us. And it will tend by habit to make what is a very simple process really complicated. So the whole point about spirituality in terms of my understanding is about your relationship with Source. So, and you can do that, you can make that as complicated or as simple as you wish it to be, because it's our natural state of being, and that's why children are born in that state, because you're in the flow, you're a being, you're a human being, and it can be as simple as breathing in white light, as in terms of reconnecting back. For different people, it means different things, and you know, like I said, nature meditation, things like that can aid you, but in fact, you are connected at all times. It's just actually having that awareness of reopening that pathway. So so your spiritual journey, I think, is you're well and truly on the path with regards to that. Find what you love, raise your frequency, and all will come to you. So let's talk about the short-term focus then. Your short-term focus is it on a material thing or something like that?
Yeah, it's more on the material side, the physical side.
Okay, beautiful, the physical side. Okay, okay, the physical side is great, because when we intend something, when we give it an intention, we energize that form, we are creating in the fourth, fifth dimension, which always predates the third dimension. In other words, everything that we see and feel and touch around us now is an old picture, because it has been attracted to us from our frequency previously. So raise frequency, in other words, raising consciousness by feeling good, then brings all those things to us. So yeah, let's talk about that. So it's fun, let's have a bit of a play. So what in particular would you like to see in your short term?
My short term, I'm currently renting a house, and in the process of buying it. And the landlord has been very dictatorial. There's been a long history with it. So I just want this whole process to be smooth and beneficial.
Okay, beautiful. Wow, that's fantastic, because so many people are in that situation, and what a lot of people forget is that they have control. Like, we don't understand how powerful we are. So let me show you how. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is get nice and relaxed, and I'd like you to go into a place, close your eyes, and go into a place where your favorite place, whether that be in your bed or on your couch or at the beach or in nature, at the park, wherever is your favorite place and you're most calm and relaxed. And I'd like you to go to that place and tell me when you're completely relaxed in that space. You're there, wonderful. Okay, now what I'm going to ask...
By the ocean.
By the ocean, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So wiggle those toes in that beautiful fine sand, and it's a beautiful day. And what we're going to do is we're just going to close our eyes at the beach, and we're going to lift off into universe space, into the cosmos, and I'm going to count to 20. Actually, I'll count to 10. And as I count to 10, I just want you to see everything, just all the worries and cares and everything just fall off you. And you can see them as golden rings as you just shoot off from where you are into the universe. So the point is of the counting is to get you more and more relaxed, and we're visualizing things falling off us. So all of that weight, all of that day-to-day worry, we're just going to let all of that go. So here we go. So just pretend you've got rockets on your feet, or you're not going to get hurt, and shoot off into the cosmos. It's a beautiful day, and so we'll count down. So we'll count up. So 1, 2, 3. See everything falling off you. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and we're just back with source energy, and there's no, we're in the cosmos, but it's effectively just pure divine love light, and it's radiating through us, and we feel so loved and so warm and nurtured and safe. It's the most loving, beautiful place that you can be in, and all you can see around you is just beautiful, bright, white, divine love light. So the main concept here is to feel completely loved, and it's radiating through you and through your soul, and you're an amazing light being, and the distinction between the divine light and who you are is effectively gone. You've kind of dissipated into the divine love being, light being that you truly are. Okay, now from that beautiful space, when you're just infused with this beautiful energy, I would like you to imagine that you have got the deed. So you're signing over the deed, you've got the deed for your property, and you've purchased the property, and there was a few bits and pieces that needed to be repaired, and everything's been done, and it's been handed over, and it's really harmonious, and you've got the key, and you're opening the door, and it's your house now. It's not owned by anyone. You're not renting it anymore. It's your house. There's no landlord. And what I want you to do is just feel so loved and just so blessed, and so grateful for how harmonious and how easy it was to get to this point. And I want you to open the door, and I want you to walk through your house and just go, wow, this is mine. This is my house. And just feel so happy about how easy and how much in the flow you are, and how harmonious that all the pieces came together, and you didn't have to worry about anything. You just feel so relieved and relaxed, and it's all done. And see the landlord coming up to you and saying, wow, congratulations, I've never been through such an easy transition from rental to ownership. Thank you so much. And just feel so loved by the universe. Just all your friends are there, and you're having a party, and you know that you've got beautiful food out, and they're all coming up and congratulating you and saying, wow, you're so lucky, because it just was so seamless. You feel so relaxed and so loved. And I want you to just take time now in your house to sit down and just feel those feelings. Feel the harmony, feel the relief, feel the ease, feel the gratitude and the blessings for how harmonious it all was. And feel the appreciation and gratitude for the ownership of your property now. So just relax in that chair space and feel all those feelings, and then tell me when you have truly embodied how that feels.
I feel at home, very warm, and loving.
Fantastic. Wonderful, Trudy. That's wonderful. So keep feeling those feelings. We'll just stay in that space for a little bit longer. Just feel how, you know, you just see bright light everywhere, and the house is light and warm and airy, and they've cleaned it all. You know, they came in and they made it amazing for you, and they fixed up everything that needed to be fixed up, and it's beautiful. It's just, you're so blessed to have this space, and just revel in how that feels. And then when you've finished, I want you to let me know, and I'll ask you a few questions.
Okay, I'm there now.
Okay, so Trudy, the first question I want to ask you, just say off the top of your head, is I just want to ask you, are you happy? Yes or no?
Oh yeah, super happy.
Super happy.
Wow.
Okay. Did this all go? Was the transition from renting to ownership really easy? Yes or no?
It was seamless. It was very seamless.
Very seamless. Wonderful. do you have supportive friends, yes or no?
Yes.
Wonderful. I can feel it's palatable how your consciousness is expanding in terms of the love feelings that you have. Do you love your new home, yes or no?
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. What's your relationship with your landlord like? Is it good, yes or no?
Yeah, well, it's over. So, but he's not my landlord anymore.
Okay,
Part of my life is over.
okay. But can you feel the relationships transitioned as well? Like it's over, but it's actually also eased, hasn't it? The tension's dissipated there. You can feel it's a more relaxed feeling, and the landlord is now treating you with the honor and respect that you truly deserve. You can feel that dissipating. You can feel that tension dissipating, can't you?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. So do you want to do anything else in this space, Trudy? Because I think we finished, but if you wanted, do you want to do anything else in this space?
No, thank you. I appreciate all your assistance.
No problem. So
Yeah.
no, that's wonderful. So what we'll do, Trudy, now is we'll just close your eyes and go back to the beach. Put your feet in the sand and wriggle your feet in the sand. And I'm just planting you back into now, although there is no distinction between what we did and now. And then I want you to open your eyes and we'll consciously talk about, when you're ready, what actually happened.
My eyes are open now.
Okay, beautiful. So what we've done is we've effectively created what you wanted, the outcome that you wanted, and we associated the feelings with it by visualizing you in this situation. As for the objective achieved, so in other words, you've now purchased your house, it's all seamless, and you've got your house and you now own it, and you can feel how good that feels, and you can feel the harmony in achieving it, and you've got all those feelings, and feelings lead. So now all you have to do is do the same scene on a daily basis, and you can do it when you're going to sleep, and you imagine yourself in that scene and you feel those feelings. Now that will change your consciousness and it will change the outcome. It will prepave the outcome for you. Okay?
Thank you.
Now you can do that. Understand your power, Trudy, from that space, because you can do that with any person. So any relationship that's not working, you can change it by taking them into a space, like you could take them to a restaurant and you could talk to them about the way that they've upset you, and they could talk to you and say, oh, I'm sorry, and you could hug it out, and you will change the frequency of that relationship. Okay? You can do it with money. You can do it with a trip. If you want to go on a cruise, you can go to sleep at night on the cruise ship. You can put yourself in the situation and feel the feelings. It's really important to feel the feelings, specifically love, because it's a very expansive energy, because that will actually expand our consciousness. And we create our reality. We truly do. So best to focus on what we want, and then once we understand what we want, visualize ourselves in the scene of having what we want and feeling the feelings. And there we go. It cannot do anything but create that in our reality.
Thank you.
No, a problem. It's such a blessing. It is an absolute blessing to take people on this journey, because you truly, it's very simple, and it's play based, which is exactly what, you know, spirituality is. It shouldn't be work. It's play. It's intuitive. It's connecting with sources. Your female side, that's all play based. So, You know, it shouldn't be difficult. Don't make it difficult. Have fun, play with it, and see what happens. You truly, truly are powerful. It's a very simple thing, but you understand the significance if you incorporate that into your life on a regular basis.
Yeah, then it's got second nature.
Exactly. And no, yeah, and nobody, the important, yeah, and the really important thing is to understand is that nobody and no experience on this planet can take the control away from you from having control of your life. You can change everything just in terms of, you know, how you, focusing on what you want and feeling good about what you want. Beautiful. You have to tell me how it goes. I look forward to you having your own home. Wow, that's really exciting, Trudy. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Not a problem. You have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bless. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, well that was a really, thank you so much, Trudy, for coming on, because that's something that we all have in our day-to-day activity, is that, you know, renting and purchasing houses and transitioning from one thing into the next and focusing on what we want and then energizing it from that space. So I won't talk too much because I do have a number of callers, so taking the next call, ending in 7516. Good morning, Soul Space Radio. Sorry, good afternoon. Hello. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yep, not a problem.
This is Annette.
Annette. Beautiful. You're another one with a beautiful voice.
Yes.
I wish my Australian accent was as
Beautiful.
beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, that's really sweet. Thank you.
Not a problem. I wish my Australian accent was as great as the American one.
Wow, what did I call? Thank you.
Not a problem.
Thank you. I have, I need some guidance on something that, I'm not really sure about, but I do know, but I don't know. It's a little convoluted.
Okay.
There was a gentleman, we used to talk and we were becoming friends, coming a little bit closer, but the friendship just fell apart, and we haven't spoken to each other for close to a year and a half. And I would say for the past 2 days, we're connecting on a spiritual level, but it's only at night. And this has been happening for the last 2 days. And I actually spoke with him Friday, and he just like opened up and was telling me, you know, what was happening in his life and everything. And that night I had, I don't know if it's a vision or if it's actually me traveling to another spiritual plane, where he came to me and he kissed me. And when I woke up, wow, where did that come from? And I'd like to know what's going on.
Okay. Okay. Talk.
Because we're connecting. We connect on a different plane.
Interesting. And I haven't actually experienced that myself, but I have experienced similar things, so I might be able to give you some guidance here. And then when you said that you connected spiritually over the last couple of days, other than your out of body experience or your dimensional connection, was there any other? When you say that, what do you mean?
It's because sometimes it's like it's random sometimes because we don't connect. We don't physically connect in the physical.
Okay.
We'll see each other, but we don't come together as in spending time.
Okay.
And there are times in which we spend time on more of a spiritual, how can I say this?
Well, when you...
It's not a dream.
Okay.
It's not a vision.
Yes.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all right. So it's happened more than once that you've met, that you're connecting to him, or you can feel him. Can you feel him? Like, I'm talking in terms of consciousness. So I think...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now it's
happened before.
Okay.
It's happened before. It'll just randomly happen where we will connect on that level, but it's more like just spending time. It's never anything intimate.
Okay.
It's like we just spend time just being with each other, just basically loving each other. Because it's like we can't do it on the physical plane, but we do it on another plane, on another higher level.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. That
makes sense.
Yes, it does. I think that your consciousnesses are connected, and I don't know why. It could be multitude of reasons. One of them could have been you could have been connected in a past life. You could truly be soulmates. Talk to me a little bit because it doesn't sound like you had a traumatic ending. It's not like you were abusing each other or anything like that, was it? When you talk about that, it was it just timing and distance? It sounds like it was a timing issue.
Yes. And it's also the fact that I know in my heart that he loves me. And I love him. But due to the fact that we are so different, we're different in age, we're different in race, we're different in nationality. And to me, it doesn't matter.
No.
But but with him, it matters because he's more into the physical. What will people think? What will people say? How will my family deal with this? How will they not deal with this? Not wanting to upset the apple cart. So it's like he goes from one relationship to another relationship. So now he recently broke up within a 4-year relationship, and now he's just right out of the 4-year relationship. Now he's jumped into another relationship.
Yeah. Because he's not gonna...
But he and I are connected.
Yes. Okay. Right. Well, that gives me a lot of clarity. I can't, because I'm not talking to him today and there, I have to be a little bit careful because I can't communicate with his soul. But to be quite honest with you, clearly the two of you are connected. You're soulmates. Now, love has no distinctions. Just, as you're aware, love is one of the fundamental universal principles. So if we're aligned with love, it truly makes the world go round. We are aligned with the universe. And from that space, there is nothing that we cannot do or achieve. Now, what is really interesting is that the fact that you are connecting on a spiritual level means that your consciousnesses are connected. In other words, he knew that he loved you from the moment he met you. And what has happened is, this has happened a couple of times, if I explain it to you. I think it's the same thing because it's all love-based, but it may not be intimate love-based. You two have an intimate relationship. If you got together physically, it would be intimate. In other words, a man and a woman, commitment relationship. I have seen a similar thing usually with families, where a person has died and their consciousness is connected to the individual left here, or consciousnesses have connected where there's a family pattern. Sometimes I suspect that twins' consciousnesses are quite connected. And what I mean by that is that they can go, because what happens is that when it's a mind, body and soul thing, so it's the trio, mind, body and soul, and when effectively our souls expand beyond limitations, and yours is, I don't know about his, and I'll tell you why. Because you've mentioned a few things that he's living his life in accordance with other people's principles and societal constraints because he believes in that. It would indicate to me that your consciousness is very expanded. Now, what happens when I talk about consciousness, I'm talking about soul, mind, and body. I'm not talking about I'm talking about soul, mind, and body awareness. I'm not talking about I'm aware, therefore I'm conscious. I'm talking about soul consciousness. It's actually different. It's bigger than ourselves. And what happens is when we release ourselves of the limitation, we go back to all it is. In other words, we connect back to God. And when we do that, we become bigger than the picture. And I can tell when you use it, I can tell in language whether people are connected. And when you start using words like, I know you're connected because you can go out of body experiences and you understand that the world is bigger than you. So I can tell, obviously through your specific words, literally, I can tell that you're connected, but also you were using language like you understood social constraints will oppress the soul in his perspective, and you were using language that made you bigger than the picture because you're actually aware of the situation, but you're not emotionally obsessed with it either. So I can tell that you're quite an advanced spiritual person. So you've connected with all that is. Now, possibly when he goes to sleep, his consciousness will relax enough outside of the soul, his soul consciousness will relax enough outside of his day-to-day limitations that it enables him to also go back to all it is. And when you go back to all it is, there is no distinction between us. We are all part of individualized divine. So therefore you connect back with him. So, it's a very special bond. I've never had the pleasure. I mean, it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing. Now, let's talk about the physical element of it, because I suspect that you'd like to have a physical relationship with this gentleman. You obviously, if you're connecting at that level, yes, you're completely correct. If you're connecting at the level of you can call it interdimensional, you can call it out-of-body experience. If you connect at that level, there is a love between the two of you that it would be unfathomable, and there's just no doubt about that. Otherwise, you wouldn't connect on that level. And I'm sure that you could have a physical relationship that would be just as beautiful. Now, the thing is that we are individualized divine. In other words, we have to go on an individual journey to go back to awareness, and we have to go within, and nobody can do that for us. So we can do it for ourselves, and we can guide people, we can guide them to external tools, but they have to go within themselves. His path is different. His path is different than yours. You sound like you're very advanced spiritually, and what's beautiful is that you can still love him and understanding that he's not there yet. Now, what will take him to be there? He's got a pattern of people, and those people will continue, and it'll get worse and worse and worse and worse until he goes within. Because the universe will just continue to pull everything away from him until he goes within. So now the beautiful thing, it is true, yes, and it will become worse and worse and worse, and the relationships will get shorter and shorter and shorter, and probably more, damaging, more destructive in that pattern, because he clearly doesn't really love them, because he's on a level, he's loving you. And his limitations, and the contracted energy that is in that belief that he must constrain to somebody else's requirements of him, not what he truly believes in himself. In other words, you understand that those limitations, the fact that he believes in them, is just a fact that he does not believe in himself. In other words, he lacks self-love. Okay? Yes. Now. Yes. So everything he'll go into worse and worse, shorter and shorter relationships until he goes within and understands that he must love himself. Now, the beautiful, beautiful thing here is that not only are you connecting spiritually, but you're also bigger than the picture. You understand inherently what is happening, and you can guide him. You cannot tell him what to do, but you can guide him because you're coming from a more advanced conscious space. Now, there's a couple of ways to do that. When you meet him spiritually, you will actually, I don't know if, I'm just intuitively reading into this, you are raising his consciousness frequency as well. So over time, you are actually assisting him to, it must, you guys either, I'm sensing this is a soul thing that's been going on for some time. In other words, not just in this lifetime, but in previous lifetimes. And I'll tell you why. Because I've not really heard this. I think it's very, very rare. But to have a love like that so pure, you're superseding this reality. You're going back to all it is to maintain that relationship, which suggests to me it's a very powerful thing. And I would say that love that powerful has been happening for a multitude of generations. You can help him at the spiritual level, and you can do that by, you already are raising his spiritual frequency because his consciousness is connecting with yours, and therefore it has to raise his. Okay? But you can also use your spiritual power by shooting up love energy or white light energy, or just hugging him and talking to him about self-love in that space. Okay? Yes, you can change his reality in that space. And I think that is what his soul is asking you to do. Because our soul seeks answers. Yes. Our soul is because our soul is infinite, it's divine, individualized divine, it knows the answers. So his soul actually is connecting to yours because you're raising his vibrational frequency, and it's getting the love that he truly needs and he doesn't have for himself. So you need to talk to him, communicate. You can have intimate relationships if you want to in that space. That is actual discretion. It is your relationship. But it is pure and beautiful. There is nothing ugly or repulsive, or it is absolutely the most beautiful thing that I think I've heard for a long time. And honor it, because the two of you are clearly linked beyond what I've ever experienced. So that is just the most beautiful thing that I think I've heard in a long time. So respect it, honor it, and assist his soul in that space. You'll change him, and he'll come to you. He'll come to you on this reality. So that's the first thing. On the physical reality, the physical reality for you. So spiritually play, intuitively play, because I get that you're an intuitive person. Intuitively play with white light, loving him, talking to him. You can visualize yourself in that spiritual dimension doing things. Like lucid dreaming, you take control of the circumstances. But you could also do that in this reality. And what you can do is you could, if you want to be in a love relationship with this man, you can see him next to you. You can wear his wedding ring, right? You use the senses, you feel loved, you feel that wedding ring on you, you're going to bed with your husband every night, you feel loved, feelings lead. So you're going to do two things. You're working on the physical plane and the spiritual plane. Feelings lead. You've got dual love. Gosh, look, it's such a powerful space that you're in. That man will be with you in a matter of months. Every day, every night.
Because he's with somebody now.
Yes, but...
And the thing about it is that we were not in contact. I knew he wanted to tell me something because I felt it. I felt it very strongly. He wanted to tell me something. And it was like he wanted to come and approach me. And I could see him being hesitant, which he thought that I was going to get upset because, he left his 4-year relationship with problems, and he immediately got involved with someone else, and he's showing me her picture and everything, and I congratulated him, and I wasn't angry, I wasn't upset, I was happy for him,
and I congratulated him on his new relationship. But I also knew in my heart that he was avoiding us.
Mm. Yeah. And that's creating a pattern. See, you've
got to stay in what society, what the family wants him
absolutely.
to be and to do.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what is beautiful in that is that you've evolved so much to be able to support him in this. And you know, so. And I suspect there's a timing thing here as well, is that you see he can't come to you when his frequency is not at the same level as yours. So bring it up, because you've got an opportunity, yes, you've got an opportunity spiritually to raise his vibrational frequency. Because he's completely drowned.
He's afraid of that.
Pardon?
He's afraid of it. And the reason why he's afraid because when we were in contact, what scared him was that I was he told me, you're too deep. Mm. He wants to stay in the physical. He said he's materialistic. And he's afraid that if he goes to that spiritual level, he's going to lose everything physically.
Okay. Interesting. Because again, this is an ongoing thing, because people perceive spirituality with being poor, and it is complete misnomer, because those are only man-made principles that we have put on ourselves. It's another form of limitation.
Yeah.
The highest good that we can achieve is to evolve ourselves and expand ourselves in all directions, including every single thing we want materialistically. So that's, career, money. If you want a Porsche, you have the power to have anything that you want in this life. There's nothing that holds you back. There's nothing wrong or right other than the perception that we put on it, and that's usually societal constraints. We have to separate ourselves. All that is pure divine love light. Loves us unconditionally of anything that we do. So that is just complete fallacy.
He knows that.
Because he is scared of the light.
I know that.
Because some people are more scared of the light than they are of the dark, right? Not that there is even such a thing, because that is a duality that's not even true. There is no wrong and right. It is all only love. But what is interesting is that his soul knows. So his soul is connecting with you, because the soul understands that it must raise to that frequency to be with you, to have that love thing, to be with all it is.
Absolutely. Because I will tell you that, and it's not that I'm anything, mystical, magical, and, I can, I'm just this wizard, because I don't see myself like that, but I know the power of love. I know the power of thought. I know that when we met and we were relaxed and just having fun, he was happier.
Yeah.
And when our relationship really, when I started to pull back, I had to start pulling back, because there were some things that his vibration was dropping.
Yeah.
Dropping.
Yeah, you can't be together. You can't be together, Annette.
Yeah. Self-preservation.
You can't.
You can't myself on a vibrational level.
Yeah. People
went downhill for him.
Yeah. You can't be together when you're not at the same vibrational frequency, and you're not now. But you will be soon, because you're meeting him and raising him up, and his soul knows what's happening. So you will be now. So there's a couple of things there in there that I wanted to say to you. You're beyond a wizard. You're beyond any name that we can have in this world. You are beyond it. The power that every single human being has on this planet is individualized divine. It is beyond any word that we can say. You are the royalty in the kingdom of heaven. That is effectively what each and every one of us is. So you are extremely powerful, and you understand your power, and you use it for good, and that's what you do. And in terms of your capabilities, they are blatant human capabilities for every single one of us. They are latent. In other words, each and every one of us can travel and go to interdimensional stuff and feel consciousnesses and have out-of-body experiences, because that is our connection to source. It is what we were born with. We have forgotten it. Our society and our limitations and our lack of love for ourselves has made us forget it. And it's not the truth. Now, he has forgotten, and his soul is now coming back to you to reawaken. Let's do something. You're an amazingly beautiful spiritual person, because you're well and truly aware, and you let him talk to you about relationships, but you're not getting emotionally involved, because you understand that the love that you have together supersedes all of the drama that plays out. It's very hard to explain to people what connection is like, but connection is basically getting bigger than the picture. And from that perspective, you can understand that all the drama that's playing out never, ever, ever takes you away from the love that you have from the sky. So, but what I want to do is I want to honor you, and I want to go into a space where you have him now and feel those feelings, okay? Because this is what I want you to do on the physical plane. So I'd like you to go into your bed. I'd like you to pretend, well, it's quite late in the States anyway, isn't it? So you're probably going to bed soon. So hop into bed, close your eyes, and you're in your bed, and it's beautiful. You've got the doona up, and it's all cuddly, and it could be raining outside. I love it when it's raining outside. And I want you to imagine. I want you to imagine that you have a ring on your finger, and it's beautiful. I don't know. Do you love the big rocks? Is that the big wedding rocks? I'm not too sure.
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. So you've got a beautiful diamond solitaire, big rock on your finger, and you're playing with it as you're lying down. You're playing with it with your hands over your body. So you're lying on your back, and you can feel him next to you. You can feel a presence next to you. Okay, and you're playing with your ring, and you can, from that space, you can imagine your wedding day. You could imagine going out for dinner with him for your birthday. You can imagine anything, but what you can do, let's just do it simply, because I want you to play with this, because it's so much fun, but it also is very, very powerful. So do all those different things that I talked about, but just for tonight, what I want you to do is just feel that ring and lie there and feel him next to you. And I want you to feel the absolute love that you feel for him. I want you to feel it in every single cell of your body. I want you to feel love for him, and I want you to feel really loved by him. I want you to feel so loved, so nurtured, so supported. He can be lying. I kind of feel like he's turned. I get into these projections too. It's the most amazing thing. I can feel him putting his arm around you and spooning up. He's kind of tucked into you and spooning you, and he's got his arm around you. And, you can feel it.
Oh my gosh, I'm feeling it right now.
That's what I want. Yeah, keep feeling it. And you can feel his arms, his hairs on his arms. And and feel him hugging you, and feel that love. Just feel that love from him. He's kind of murmuring and stuff, and you can feel his breath on your ear, and get that senses and feel all of that stuff. Feel that love, and I want you to sit in this space until you tell me that every single part of your cells is just drenched with love from this man and feeling loved by this man. So I'll leave you to it, and let me know when you're done.
Beautiful.
You okay?
I'm good.
You're very emotional, aren't you? You're very, and that's wonderful, Annette. It's wonderful because those are the feelings that I want you to hang on to, because that's love, that's expansive love. I already know that you love this person, but I want you to do this consistently every night. And you can change what scene you're in, but you need to be in the scene with him. It could be your wedding day. You need to imagine and feel it now. Okay? And then when you dream, you do, yeah. I felt it with you, because what happens is your consciousness expands and it grabs me, and I'm there with you. Because, you know, the universe is expansive. We're supposed to be using our power to expand forward, using positive attributes of love, freedom, kindness, support, compassion, gratitude. And you've linked into love, which is one of the most powerfully high vibrational frequencies that ever existed. So it must create. You're dramatically changing your consciousness. And then you will be able to go to sleep and use that energy to raise his at the same time in the spiritual realm. Okay?
You are fantastic. Oh my God.
I know it can get a little saucy. I get a bit hot. I get a bit hot in it. I feel everything. I'm like, crikey dickens, it's a little hot in here.
You are just, wow.
Well, it's not me, it's you. It's you, and that's the whole point, is that you have the power within you to create whatever you want. And the same thing that you did for relationships is the same thing that you can do for money. It's the same thing that you can do for careers. It's the same thing. I'm on a mission to enable people to understand that they have the power within themselves. Okay? To have anything and do anything of what you want. You are so powerful at this. You're so intuitive, and you were born to do this. So, you know, you feel it. I felt it with you. Your consciousness expanded like nothing on earth. It won't take long before that man will be with you.
Well, you described exactly what was in my mind. Exactly what I was visualizing.
Because
him,
sorry.
You know, behind me with his arms around me. That, I'm like, oh my God, this is what I was feeling. This is what I was seeing. You were describing it.
Yeah, because what happens is you expanded your consciousness, and I'm communicating with you, and in communicating with me, you've given an intention that I can communicate with your soul, and together, that is what is created. So I'm with you. I was in that room with you. You pulled me in. You understand consciousness.
90 seconds.
Sorry, it's gonna end, but we can keep talking. You understand consciousness. What we've done is the same thing, but instead of being in a dream state, we're awake. Because you're connected, and so am I. Yeah. So, and that's really powerful in it, because you understand when you connect in that space, and because you're doing the same thing with his soul, but he's just not conscious at the time. So, you know.
I guess for me, it's also, for me, it's like I also am very aware that I don't want to invade anyone's consciousness.
Okay. Right, well, let me talk to you about that, because that's a different thing, and that's really important to cover up. Free will. I think you're talking about free will. Okay? So every single individual on this planet has free will. And there's a little bit of misconception about this. Let's clear it up. People are like, oh, I cannot visualize who I want because I'm going against their free will. Well, their free will is their free will. Nobody can supersede anybody's free will. Whether you're linked to their consciousness or not, you cannot supersede anybody's free will. But what happens is that, say if you wanted, say say you're visualizing with this specific person in the physical world, it's a bit different for you because his soul is already claiming yours in terms of a spiritual connection. So it's slightly different, because he's asking, his soul is coming to you for resolution, right? So that's a little different. It's a little bit more, but let's just say I was doing this with someone that wasn't having the spiritual circumstances, and it was a guy that they liked and they didn't really know how he felt. Now, you can be as specific as you like, but you need to realize that when you raise your vibrational consciousness, it will be either that person or someone better. In other words, be as specific as you want, but don't necessarily, when it comes to you, it may not be in that exact form. And I'll explain why. Because you are creating with Source. And Source knows you better than yourself. Because you're directly creating through the heart. You're linking mind and heart. When your feelings are the bridge to the soul. You're going directly to God and saying, that's what I want. With your feelings, you see. And so when you do that, what comes back to you is something that even is better than even you would pick for yourself. So, so it will come, because it's all on frequency. It's all on vibrational frequency. However, because you're also connecting with this individual spiritually, you have such a major connection that it is actually, if you're going to visualize him, he will come, I would suspect that he will come in. Because already on a soul level, you're already connecting with each other. On a spiritual level. I don't think there is anyone better than that. Don't quote me on that. I've not come across this before, but I would suspect that that's the case. But you can imagine for, say, you know, like for someone who you've never met that wants to attract somebody and they really think it's this person, yes, see that person, but that person won't come to you if they're not at the same vibrational frequency. So I think freedom of choice is very much on a conscious frequency level, which is much like friends will come and go. Because they're no longer vibrating with you, they'll go. And that's just part of understanding life and not getting caught up on the emotional aspects of things. And you understood that because when he left you and your relationship didn't work the first time, it was simply because you two were not vibrating on the same consciousness. Because he had limiting beliefs that he needs to resolve, and he's got to resolve them himself. Okay? So yes, you're not doing anything against his free will. His free will is his free will. But his free will is ironically linked to his soul, and his soul's already finding you, and it's finding you in the spiritual realm. In other words, he wants you. In other words, he wants you.
Yes. And I feel the exact same way. It's like, it's undeniable. I mean, it's like you feel the vibration. You feel the vibration between the two of us. And I can respect when he's not ready.
Yeah.
We don't have to speak about it. I'll just move back and just continue on with my life.
Yeah.
And I don't connect with him. I'm still connected to him, but not in the way, we're still connected. It's like there's an understanding that we have, and we don't have to speak about it. There's an understanding.
Yeah.
And it's like we're coming back together again.
Yeah. You are coming back together again, and not only that, but it must outpicture in the third dimension. In other words, it must outpicture in this reality because spiritually you can work with him as well in terms of play, and you can assist him to.
He's involved with someone else. I understand, but I know on a deep level that he's not involved. She's there.
Exactly.
I can't explain it.
Yeah, no, exactly. But you're going to spiritually, the person that is involved with him is on her own journey, okay? So you have to respect that. But nobody wants to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't love them, right? So, you know, you're not going out and having a relationship with him physically right now. He will come to you because he's over that person. But spiritually, you can raise his vibration by talking to him and helping him understand that he needs to be loved. And you can use that in that dream realm. You can in the dream realm, you can talk to him about what he truly needs. Now, that is more beautiful than anything else because you are not putting any emotional caveats on him to be with you at all. You're just completely giving. You are just giving love. You're doing what Jesus did, right? That is exactly what we should all be doing.
Yes.
You are giving somebody love just simply to see them released from limitations and from rubbish that is not true. You're enabling him to love himself, and in loving himself, he'll reconnect back to source.
Yes. Yes.
Okay?
Because I know that if I had not grown, if we had not separated and both basically gone our own way, but we really didn't go our own way, I know that by him coming to me and just saying, hey, this is what I've been going through the past year, this and that. I got a little girl, here's a picture of her, this is what she looks like. If I was not in that state that he did not feel it, he never would have approached me. He never would have said anything.
No.
He would have felt my vibe and be like, oh, no, can't do that.
Yeah.
She's I'm in that state.
Yeah.
So we are still connected because he knew enough that because this is time I need to approach her. I need to tell her what's going on. And me, it was like, there was I was so happy for myself. I'm like, wow, girl, you have really grown.
You have.
You have really grown.
Yeah. I
was like, thank you, God. Yes, I'm doing the work. I am doing
You
the
are
work.
doing the work. You are doing the work.
I would have I was happy for him. I was showing love for him. It's like, you do what you need to do for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And he is not ready for you yet because his vibrational frequency is not near yours. But because he's meeting you spiritually, you can raise up, you can help him. It's a win-win. And he will come to you. It's a win-win. So, you don't feel guilt or anything about that. You're acting in a place of love.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
There's no guilt in this, Annette. You're when you're in a physical plane and you're seeing him and you're meant to be together because you're meeting at a spiritual level. You're not detracting from the relationship that he's with this other person. You're not doing that at all. All you're doing is giving love. Okay? So, like I said to you before, even if you visualized him on the physical level, it may not be him. It would be someone better but someone at that right vibrational frequency. But because you two are meeting spiritually, his soul knows what you can provide. You're so clearly linked. I've not heard of it before. So it's rare, but you're extremely linked, without a doubt. So
we are.
Yeah.
We are, because this isn't the first time that this has happened.
Yeah.
We've been on other levels. We've been together, but it's always beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I'm like, I said, I have to wait. I am not, this is divine. And I'm going to wait until I get my orders. If I have to, when I hear you need to move to the left, I'm moving to the left. If I hear from my spirit that you need to back up, I'm backing up. If it says move forward, I'm moving forward. Because I've never had this experience ever in my entire life.
No, and what a blessing. Goodness me, what a blessing. What a blessing. You're truly an angel on earth, Annette, and God bless you, and let's hope, thank you so much for raising this today and talking to us, because it will resonate with so many people in so many other relationships, and you are pure inspirational because you are doing what all of us can do. We can all do this, but you're blazing the way. You're blazing the way. So
thank you so much. I am so blessed to have the opportunity to speak with you. This was truly divine because I've been praying for guidance, and Spirit is truly hearing me and blessed.
absolutely.
I want to thank you for your energy. It's just amazing.
Yes, well, thanks, Spirit, because effectively we are all just Spirit coming through me. So, and we all can do what we can do, and you're very spiritual in it. So continue on. I suspect you are intuitive in a whole lot of other areas as well. Just keep living in faith. That's what you do. I get that that's what you do. So put your foot out in faith and, keep doing stuff. Just play with it. Go to bed tonight and I'll be there at the wedding. I think we're going to have a wedding tonight. Let's have a wedding. Can we have a wedding? I love weddings. I'll be there.
Wow. Okay. I would love that.
Awesome.
I would truly love that.
Awesome. Okay, beautiful lady, I'm going to let you go, but you have a lovely evening and we'll talk soon. Please keep us posted as to how it's all going.
I will. Thank you for being on the radio.
Not a problem.
Thank you for doing this. I never would have known this. I never would have the opportunity and pleasure to connect with you. And I hope that I get to connect with you again, because this is absolutely beautiful.
Wonderful.
So thank you.
Wonderful.
Blessings to you.
Yeah, well, blessings to you, and know that the power's within you. You can experience anything that you wish.
Absolutely. Many blessings.
Many blessings to you. Love you lots, Annette. You have a beautiful evening.
Love you too. You as well.
Bye. Bye. Okay, guys, so I hope you really enjoyed that. Annette was amazing and so inspirational in sharing that beautiful story with us. So there are a number of callers, and I really apologize. Some of you have been waiting for quite some time. I do absolutely apologize. But if you'd like to preempt next week, if you can send me your phone number on www.facebook.com/Soulspaceradio, then if you can let me know that you'll be on, then I'll keep a lookout for your number and I'll do you next week. And that's numbers ending in 0941 1311 and 3895. So if you guys want to join in next week, send me a message to Soulspace Radio this week and I'll keep an eye out for your numbers. And yeah, I do apologize, guys, but I'm just kind of like, in terms of intuitive advice, I like to do the whole picture so that everybody understands where that particular individual really understands about the power that they have. So if you guys want to send me a message, and I'll say it again, to www.facebook.com/Soulspaceradio, let me know your full number and I'll keep an eye out for it next week. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I just get the most amazing people on the show. Love you all and have a great week. Bless you. See you next week. Bye.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
Thanks, Facebook guys.